Today is the sacred day of Maha Shivaratri. But do you know why we celebrate this? Okay, so instead of why we celebrate this, the question is how we celebrate this. In India, on this day of Maha Shivaratri, many people, Hindus, practice fasting. They try not to eat anything. Some people, even more staunch, will not even drink water the whole day, which is called Nirjala Upavasa. Nirjala is devoid of water. They don't even consume water. Not food, no water. Some people drink water, drink fluids, but don't eat food. Some people, along with water and fluids, also consume fruits, but they don't eat grains. So many people try to do some form of fasting which is convenient for them. Of course, India becoming the diabetic capital of the world, many people unfortunately cannot afford to fast. So some people, along with fasting, they also do not sleep the whole night of Maha Shivaratri. They are awake the whole night, usually involved in chanting or prayers to Lord Shiva. Sometimes some people participate in events and occasions which will help them stay awake the whole night, maybe by dance performances and maybe some devotional songs being sung on the stage and people are just witnessing it. Some people participate in satsanga where stories of the Lord, stories of God or philosophy is being discussed, where they can just sit there and not fall asleep. This is how we celebrate. Typically, fasting and not sleeping the whole night, staying awake the whole night. This is how we celebrate. But why do we do this? Why do we even celebrate Maha Shivaratri? What is the importance of it? Maha Shivaratri basically denotes the day as per mythology. It is the day when Goddess Parvati got married to Lord Shiva. So this kind of a marriage is called Kalyana. Kalyana or Kalyanam. Kalyanam typically actually means good. Good in the sense Kalyanam is auspicious. That is what it is. The word Kalyanam translates to auspicious. In this case, it is the auspicious marriage of Lord Shiva with his consort Goddess Parvati. But why do we celebrate this and the way we celebrate it? Hinduism is deeply rooted in symbolism. Sometimes the concepts of Hinduism are so deep that to understand it, we probably need to create symbols. Without symbolism, we sometimes miss the whole meaning. But what is the symbolism behind fasting and symbolism behind staying awake the whole night? For that, we need to first understand what does this cosmic marriage between Shiva and Parvati represent. We need to get into the tattva or the essence of this. We should not limit ourselves to understanding that Shiva was a man and Parvati was a woman. It is just the day they got married. No, it is not about that. In fact, if you look at the mythology, Shiva Parvati Kalyanam, or the day Shiva and Parvati got married, the whole of the world was present to witness it because it was so auspicious, and that's the reason we call it Kalyanam. All the great sages, the great gods, everyone in the world came to witness it. What was so great about it if it was just a marriage between a man and a woman? So we need to understand it was not just a marriage between a man and a woman. This marriage is just a symbolism. Symbolism for what? This marriage represents the communion of the Purusha and the Shakti. The Purusha and the Shakti. Who is the Purusha? The Purusha is the Atma, Brahma or the soul. The Shakti is the physical manifestation of this Purusha. This whole material universe and the existence is nothing but the manifestation of the Purusha. But the manifestation has become so big, it is Maya. It is become an illusion that the Purusha is no more in communion with the Shakti. He has lost the connect. Or we should say the Shakti is no more in communion with the Purusha. We have become the Shakti. We have become the manifestation. We have moved away from our own self, the Purusha, the Atma or the Brahma. We have moved away from it. So, this marriage represents this communion where the illusion is merging with the source. The source is the Atma. Here, it is not about male, female, or gender. It is about reality versus the manifestation of reality. And the manifestation of reality has become so deep over lifetimes and lifetimes that we are stuck in this illusion of manifestation, which we think is the reality. So we need to now make efforts to go back to the Purusha or the source or Atma. So this marriage is not between a man and woman, but it is the process of self-realization where you break the Maya, you break the cycle of birth and death and commune with the Purusha. That is what is the marriage between Shakti and the Purusha. Shakti being Parvati, who is the manifestation. Purusha is the nameless, formless reality or the Atma, which is here represented by Shiva. This is what is Maha Shivaratri. Maha Shivaratri comes once an year, and it represents or reminds us that we have been deeply stuck in this illusion or Maya, and it is time for us to get back to the source, realize that this whole manifestation, the physical universe, your jobs, your kids, your parents, your spouse, and your whole family, and the affairs which tie you down to this material universe are all illusion or a superimposition on the ultimate reality or the truth, which is Shiva, named or represented as Shiva in this case. So, yearly once at least, it is time to remind us that we have strayed far away from the truth and gotten embroiled in Maya. So, we need to go back to the source. That is this day. Now, the next question is then why do we fast and why do we not sleep? Again, it is symbolism. It is not necessary that you fast on this day. It is not necessary that you do not sleep on this day, but we do those because we are still at the level of Shakti. We have not yet realized the Purusha. So these acts are basically acts to show that we are trying to break the cycle. Every day the sun rises and the sun sets, there is day and night and day and night. On a daily basis, every day, mornings we are awake, nights we are asleep. This is an unending cycle. Symbolically, by not sleeping on one night, we are showing that we are breaking that cycle. On one whole night, which actually I should be sleeping, which is a part of the illusion, I am not sleeping and trying to keep myself awake and trying to symbolize that I am breaking this cycle. Similarly, every day we wake up and human body feels hungry, it needs food, every day we are eating. And one day by not eating, again it is a symbolism that we are trying to break the cycle. Otherwise, it is cyclical in nature that every day you eat and every night you sleep. So on Maha Shivaratri day, you are neither eating in the day nor sleeping in the night. By this, it is symbolizing that you are trying to break the cycle. But what is more important than fasting and than not sleeping is actually you trying to connect to your source. So, the ideal practice to be done for Shivaratri is contemplation, introspection, and looking inside, looking within you, trying to connect to the source, meditation. This is what matters more. Because outwardly, symbolically, even if you fast, I am not demeaning people who are fasting or not demeaning who are staying awake. That is great. That is one way of symbolizing, but we are still at the level of symbolism. We need to rise beyond symbolism. So the true efforts on this day is to introspect on questions like who you are, what you are, where did you come from, where are you going? Because only these kind of questions, this kind of introspection can lead you to the source or the ultimate reality. On a daily basis, we are so associated with our own body and mind that we think this is it. This body is me, this mind is me, these circumstances around me, these are my problems, and this whole gamut is just an illusion. So today is the time. I am not saying don't go to work. Of course, today is a government holiday for many people. But even if you are at work, whatever you are doing, even if you are eating or sleeping on this day, fine. You have to indulge in introspection and contemplation at least once in 1 year, at least today. Maybe on a daily basis, you are so engaged in your maya or illusion of life that you are not even making an effort. Today is that day dedicated to make this effort to connect to the source within you. That energy which runs this body. Your heart is beating involuntarily, you do not ask it to beat. Your lungs are breathing in and breathing out air without your involvement. The point is, who is that energy which controls all this? It is the same energy which has created the universe and which will destroy the universe. You are that same energy. You are not an inferior form of energy. But you have made yourself inferior by associating so much with this body and mind and the illusion around you. So today is the day to break that illusion. Today is the day for that manifestation to merge into the source. So ideally, even if you have never meditated, sit down and close your eyes and start introspecting as to who you are, what you are. Are you this body? Are you this mind? Are you this mother, father, husband, wife, sister, brother, child, employee, employer? Who are you? Who exactly are you? Is this illusion you? This is the level of introspection that you need to be doing today. And also, this is the day for forgiveness. If you have held up anger, held up guilt, held up emotions, held up sorrow, this is the day to let go of everything by understanding that all of this is a byproduct of your illusion. If the illusion vanishes, all these emotions vanish. Papa, punya, everything vanishes if the illusion vanishes. We suffer, sometimes we rejoice. All of this is because of illusion. So the ultimate reality is beyond gunas or qualities of good and bad. So today, I think we all should try to commune with the reality inside us. If this philosophy is too much for you, then the symbolism works. Try to fast today. Try to not sleep today as a symbolic reverence to Maha Shivaratri that you are trying to break the cycle. But if you can go one step ahead into the tattva, the essence or the philosophy, then please do spend time in contemplating, introspecting and meditation, and forget all your problems of life. Forget this illusion. Stop believing that you are this body or the mind. Start looking inside as to who you really are, and then you will realize that you are the one and the only one which has always existed. You are that one. And that is what is this Maha Shivaratri, the marriage between the Shakti and the Shiva, Shakti and the Purusha. Let this whole manifestation withdraw itself into your heart and merge with the Atma inside your heart.